Islamophobia Education Task Force. A new national task force will train teachers and review school curricula to better address and prevent Islamophobia and promote religious tolerance. It's now going to our school system and our kids are going to be taught about this.
It's not our culture. You shouldn't force religion. How are we? You're not allowed religion in public schools. All of a sudden, we're making a task force to force Islam on children, Australian children. That's insane. That's a huge red flag to show you who's in the system.
Universities will now have a legal duty to actively prevent and respond to Islamophobia on campus. Hate crimes database acceleration. Faster rollout of hate crimes national database.
This is turning to Sharia law. You do realise what this is. You can't criticise Islam. That's called Sharia law. They're trying to make it criminal to not teach it and speak out against it. So I've got Sam from the Two Worlds Collide podcast here speaking about the new Islamophobia laws in Australia. That's right, apparently they're releasing laws from an Islamophobia report. Because after Bondi, we needed to learn how to protect that culture. Let's see what this is.
Okay, so the Anthony Albanese regime has officially now adopted the Islamophobia report, which had 54 recommendations in it. And the Anthony Albanese government is coming out and telling us that they have addressed 35 of those recommendations, but they're not telling us which ones. And the dude that wrote the report, he migrated here in 2012 from the UK, and his parents originated from Pakistan.
Of course. That makes sense.
And this dude solely went out to the Muslim community, consulted with them, but no one else, and then handed the report to the Anthony Albanese government. And now there are new laws, new rules within our schooling system, new task force within the AFP, and more funding towards multiculturalism. And
more funding towards multiculturalism, more rules to silence the cultures, Australian culture that's already here, silence them and force them to accept other cultures and change for them. That's what this is really about. Silencing your speech and forcing you to change to Islam culture. That's what it sounds like to me. Comment down below what you think, because forcing that you can't speak about it, even after we just had a terrorist attack at Bondi, and you can't address any issues, and now they're doing an Islamophobia report because people are scared of terrorist attacks, apparently, and we have to get silence for it. Our culture has to change for it. And what's the deal with schools? Like, leave the children alone.
here they are. Islamophobia Education Task Force. A new national task force will train teachers and review school curricula to better address and prevent Islamophobia and promote religious tolerance.
You have to force school children to be tolerant of Islam and that culture. You have to indoctrinate the children for that culture. Why would we be paying for this?
It's now going to our school system and our kids are going to be taught about this.
It's not our culture. You shouldn't force religion. How are we? You're not allowed religion in public schools. All of a sudden, we're making a task force to force Islam on children, Australian children. That's insane. That's a huge red flag to show you who's in the system.
For public servants, politicians and police. Mandatory or expanded training programs to help government officials, MP, police and legal staff recognise and respond to Islamophobia.
Respond to Islamophobia. Freedom of speech is ending because some people don't want to assimilate, and if you don't like that, now you're going to start getting arrested. That's what it looks like's coming.
Expanded AFP liaison and new social cohesion team. Like we don't already have enough departments within the AFP to deal with all this social cohesion crap.
Yep.
New funding for mental health services and support programs, especially targeting the trauma experienced by Muslim women due to hate incidents. Like,
what are they talking about? They're going to put more funding for Muslim women for hate. Like, this is just delusional. It's so delusional. Has Faruqi set this up from the Greens Party?
Shouldn't we just protect all women in Australia?
Yep.
Shouldn't there be support for all women, not just a specific group of women? New multicultural grants for Muslim communities. More money in a cost of living crisis, which is actually a cost of government crisis coming out of our taxpayer-funded money going to the Muslim community. Like, university legal obligations on Islamophobia. Universities will now have a legal duty to actively prevent and respond to Islamophobia on campus. Hate crimes database acceleration. Faster rollout of hate crimes national database.
This is turning to Sharia law. You do realize what this is. You can't criticize Islam. That's called Sharia law. They're trying to make it criminal to not teach it and speak out against it. This is Sharia law they're implementing. And our government's doing it for votes.
Security funding for mosques and schools. Here we go. Framework for banning hate groups. This is the laws that are going to come in. That's all it says there. National Information Hub on Islamophobia. It's like, is there an Australian phobia report that's been given to the government about people burning our national flag? Or what about a Christian phobia group? What about when these radical lefties hire out an old church and start doing degenerate shit in there? And then Chris Mims signs off on the approval for that. What about the Christian phobia report that needs to be handed to the government? Anyway, I cover this and much more on my 45 to an hour minute monologue that is now live. What's your thoughts? Okay, so
Thank you, Sam. I'll leave his video in the description down below. But how crazy is it that now they're bringing these laws to force teaching children to be tolerant of Islam in universities and other areas, making it illegal to speak out against it, calling it Islamophobia? Sounds like a dictatorship. Sounds like Sharia law to me. Sounds like no freedom of speech, no freedom of expression, no disagreeing with Islam. But what about every other religion? What about every other religion? No, they don't get that pass. Why are they forcing one type of religion in schools? It's absolutely sick this is happening in a Western country, in a Christian country. Now children are being forced to be tolerant and learn about Islam. Why? Why is this happening? Why don't they focus on school and learning things that are important for life instead of forcing another religion on them? And this is where it's happening. This is what's going on. This is the Labor government trying to get as many votes as they can and silence anyone. Who knows? What I'm saying right now might get me arrested under these new laws. It does sound very suspicious, doesn't it? It's absolutely sick, spending all our taxpayer money to force this multiculturalism from certain cultures that don't want to assimilate, and now they're trying to make it laws that you have to learn about it, you have to accept it, and you have to change for them. When did it go from immigrate to another country, and instead of assimilating, they are forced by law to change for them? It's absolutely sick. It's out of control. And now they're getting into the schools like they want already in the universities. And it's just getting crazier and crazier. I can't believe this is happening. We need to speak up more than ever and get this radical government out that's trying to destroy our freedom of speech and expression. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, join to be a member if you want to show some extra support. It means a lot to me in this fight to stop this censorship. It's out of control. And join the live streams on YouTube nearly every single night, and I'll see you in the next video.